Baby. Oh, baby. Turn it up. Turn it up. It's Friday night. Turn it up a little bit.
Hear that?
Let's go, baby. What is everybody? Welcome to the Winners Line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use the code DNVR365 when you sign up. Choose your offer. Find out why. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. How do we do tonight on that?
I don't remember.
Well,
so bad.
There we go. We are at the Toyota Winners Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota store. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Friday night, the vibes are immaculate.
Man.
Nuggets win, double, triple doubles. I have a feeling it's going to be a fun one. Harrison wins in the house.
Vibes are also immaculate because it's somebody's birthday tonight. Somebody's birthday. We're celebrating. Got a little great dessert here from the good folks downstairs. Gonna get some churro in right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Check it out.
Is this about to become a mukbang?
Oh, we should try it. This is technically a mukbang. This is technically a mukbang.
Damn, that's
good. There you go.
That's good.
Superstar Dev's in the building.
Friday night at the bar. Vibes are great. I'm loving it. I am loving it.
I'm loving it as well, man. What a freaking second half. Jokic is back. It feels amazing for him to be back. I forgot how fun it was when he's playing basketball. So fun.
I didn't forget about it.
I didn't forget either, actually. I don't know why I said it that way. Double, triple doubles. We're going to break it all down. But first, our fast breakdown just to get you going. Ben Simmons takeover?
That did happen for a second. For a
What
moment.
did he finish with, by the way? Because what did he
Like
get?
8?
Yeah, he has 10, 4, and
10.
7.
He got 10. All
He
right.
honestly had probably 8, 4, and 5 in the first 5 minutes
It
of
was
this game.
It was a loud 8, 4, and 5.
But then Jokic was dominating. That's the real first note here. Jokic came out after 10 minutes. He had a monster stat line. You knew it was going to be a big night for him. And the Nuggets were up. Just got to survive those last 2 minutes because he was sick, so they're not going to play him the whole first. Just survive those last 2 minutes. Of course not. Of course not. Nuggets got blown out in the last 2 minutes, and they trailed 36-32 after one. Julian made a good bucket at the end of the first, made a big bucket at the start of the second. He was shooting quick and with confidence. His confidence is on a new level. His effectiveness is going up. But Christian Brown picked up 3, so you guys know what time it was. Pickett time!
Pickett time!
Pickett time! And he was hooping.
Yeah.
Russ was hustling. PWat, 5 assists in the first half. He finished with, I believe, 5. I don't know if he got another one after that. I don't think he did. He did not. But he had 5 in the first half. He's been passing that ball well. Jokic was still cooking, though. He checked back into the game, and it wasn't pretty for a while there in that second quarter. The Nuggets actually was, I will go ahead and say, it was ugly in that second quarter.
Yep.
But Jokic did close the half really strong.
Yep.
And the Nuggets took a lead 65-59. Then a weird thing happened in the third quarter. Jamal Murray didn't come out of the locker room.
Yeah.
Knee swelling, we later learned.
Yeah, knee soreness.
A little knee soreness. I shouldn't say swelling, knee soreness. So he's not there. We're going to put Russ in the starting lineup. Who was it? Oh, Strawther in the starting lineup.
Strawther, yeah.
Russ now on ball, and guess what happened? The ball was popping. That third quarter, the open of it was just a masterclass. The Nuggets were spanking them, absolutely crushing and cruising. But they had a bad close to the corner. Honestly, this game was put away the last 2 minutes again of the third quarter this
We
time.
actually kind of zoned out a little up here. I'm not
We
going to
kind of
lie.
did zone out. We had the ice cream.
Yeah.
We had things going on.
Birthday celebration. Yeah.
So it was only 94-79 Nuggets. Still a comfortable lead. Will Jokic come back in the game? Probably not. But then the fourth quarter starts, and the non-Jokic minutes went absolutely horrible. How can the Nuggets be good when Jokic is out? But then when he's available, they're bad when he goes to the bench.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true.
What?
I don't think that they were that bad.
Really?
You don't think they were that bad without him today?
No.
All right, well, that'll be an interesting talking point. He does come back in with 10 minutes to go, but the Nets were still rolling. It was a 13-3 run to start that fourth quarter. But then the Nuggets, Russ and Jokic said, all right, you know what time it is. It's time for the two-man game. And those guys just had a beautiful masterclass of a close to the game. Highlight after highlight. Those two guys just like, when they're in sync with each
insane,
other.
man.
It was like, it felt like 10 possessions in a row where it was either Jokic to Russ or Russ to Jokic. It was a thing of beauty. And as a result, the Nuggets get the win 124-105. And also as a result, Jokic gets a triple-double, Westbrook gets a triple-double. Second time it's happened this year. I don't think it's the last time it will have happened this year.
That's crazy.
I really don't.
But you're probably right.
Let's go to the Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway, shall we? Dev, start us off.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is I don't think that it was the bench being bad when Jokic went out. I think DeAndre Jordan was really bad.
Put it all
when
on
the
him.
bench went out. Yeah, I'm going to put it all on him because this is another game that I feel like the bench unit was not horrible, and they found something.
That's a good point.
With,
That's a good point.
With the second, that's why I think that
Julian and Peyton were good tonight.
that's not a bad thing for the Nuggets. Russell Westbrook is a bench player. Yes, he's starting right now, but the bench is starting to figure something out. Like the group that they're going to be going with when it actually matters is playing well right now, and they have some type of consistency. You know what you're getting from Russ. You're starting to know what you're starting to get from Julian Strawther. Peyton Watson has shown himself as a player that you could play extra minutes, and he's finding something. It was the DeAndre Jordan minutes that really made it look as bad as it was. But I'm actually optimistic about this team right now based off of the bench unit. So that's why I say that. It was bad because they fought back in the game, but I'm not going to put that only on this specific game.
You're right, actually. That is a good way to put it. We say the bench sometimes. What we really mean is the non-Jokic minutes, and it wasn't the non-Jokic guys.
Yeah.
It was really just when Jokic wasn't on the floor, everything fell apart. DeAndre Jordan, a minus 14 in 10 minutes. Jokic played 38 minutes tonight, so that was the 10 minutes he wasn't off is the only reason this was semi-close.
Yeah.
Jokic plus 33. I just saw that.
Plus 33 in a 19-point win.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Typical.
That's a good one. You're right. You know what? You sold me.
Yeah. Dev is right, but I mean, the real story of this game was the Jokic-Westbrook masterclass. I mean, Nikola Jokic, 35, 12, and 15 and 4 steals in his first game back from his deathbed, from the illness, the plague, whatever he had. 25, 11, and 10 from Westbrook. 3 turnovers combined from those two guys.
Wow.
3 turnovers combined from Jokic and Westbrook tonight. Jokic had 1, Westbrook had 2. I mean, I've been dead wrong on Russell Westbrook. He is incredible. He's been awesome this season. And that connection, those two played amazing tonight, but their connection still has been the biggest storyline, with those two, and was again tonight. They're just so in sync. They're on the same page. Russell Westbrook's always looking for Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic always looking for Russell Westbrook. They know where each other are going to be. They have a great just chemistry on the court. They read and play off each other so well. And, I mean, that two-man game was the story of the night. It was the Westbrook-Jokic show. And 2 triple-doubles in the same game for the second time this season already. And we're not even halfway through the year. And it kind of feels like Westbrook, his role, the influence on his team, on this team, is still growing.
Yeah.
We're probably headed for a couple more games of that. Their synergy and Russell Westbrook's play is incredible.
Look, I use a little bit of slap your mama,
Go on.
seasoning salt. You probably use paprika. I can see you as that. You probably throwing some different in other words, man, you were cooking. You were cooking,
Okay,
man,
yeah.
and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
When you talk about
guys
that,
have been on fire today.
when you
I'm
talk
cooking with
about
some
that-
Old Bay. Is what I'm cooking
When you
with.
talk about
really?
that chemistry
Yeah. Really?
of those two players going off, I go to that fourth quarter where they were on the same page the entire time. We got to see a new and unique two-man game, and you got to see it multiple plays in a row. You talk about them finding each other. There was a stretch of Jokic finds him for an oop dunk that we have not seen.
That was
Then
so great.
He went out of his way to find him on a skip pass in the corner for a three-pointer. That's the two-man game. What does Russell Westbrook do? He returns the favor. I'm going to throw it over the top, and finish it off. I'm going to get the triple-double by making sure that I see you down there. They were on the same page the entire time, and that chemistry is what stands out, Harrison.
The chemistry is unbelievable. And it's not just that they have 2 triple-doubles this season. They have 2 triple-doubles in 2 weeks.
Right.
That happened on December 30th.
That's why I'm saying it feels like it's kind of just starting.
It's really coming together for those two. And the passes are not, they're not basic passes. Oh, a couple handoffs, whatever. They're beautiful passes. How many assists between 25 assists between them tonight? Of the 25 assists, maybe 10 or 15 of them were highlights.
Yep.
You know, like the highlight reel for this one's going to be long. The chemistry is something special. We're going to table that though, because I do want to come back to it. We're going to. There's a real question about it, and it's the title one. How far can it take it? You know, because it's a real thing. It's now not a novelty. It's like that's who you are. That's part of who you are, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway. It's the Booth boys, and in particular the ones off the bench, Peyton Watson and Julian Strawther. They're the key to the season. You know, I still am, I'm going to have my doubts for a while about Julian Strawther's ability to play in the playoffs, but right now he's looking like a guy that can play. He had 12 points tonight. 2 of 5 from the three-point line, 4 of 9 from the field. He, too, is on an ascension right now where his confidence is up. He was a plus 14 tonight. He's shooting with confidence. He's just playing more within himself. He doesn't look quite like, I think Julian plays a little out of control, where it almost just feels like his feet are going faster than his mind. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the gap is closing. Like he's starting to play at the tempo that's appropriate for him. And Peyton Watson tonight, he had 5 turnovers. You know, I'll get the bad out of the way. He did have some sloppy play. And I thought his second stint, especially the end of that second stint, was a little bit rough. So there's still some mixed bag in there. But listen to the stat line, you guys. 10 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. That's an insane stat line for your 7th or 8th man.
Yep.
He really is coming along, in my opinion, he's really coming along nicely and just does so many things. And for me, I've talked about his offense. He's not a great shooter. I don't really have faith in his shot. I hope he works on that and adds it to his game. I do have faith, though, in his ability to become a playmaker because I just think he has some point guard-ish tendencies to him. He does make some nice passes. He makes some terrible ones, but he makes some nice passes. 7 rebounds means something, and then just the defense. So those two guys, we talk about the Nuggets. Westbrook looks amazing. The Booth boys are back on schedule. I think this last couple weeks, it's more like, okay, that they're about where you would hope they would be in midseason, and that's my big takeaway. Those guys are coming along very nicely.
For a bench guy, as of late, there would always be like one thing that they do well. Like maybe there's like just straight rebounding. Yeah. Maybe they're focused on defense only. Maybe every now and then you'll get like an assist. We got to see all of that in this Peyton Watson game. We got to see the rebounds. He has 7 of them. He had 5 assists, which is a career high for him. So we got to see him explore his game and step out and do things that you're not used to him doing. What you want to see from him right now, especially with the way that he is elevating his game. He is getting an opportunity to showcase, I'm a little bit more than only defense. I'm okay with the turnovers in this game. This was the first time that they put the ball in his hands and let him create and let him do things. Like that is going to come with some growing pains. That's going to come with a couple of mistakes, but he doesn't look as afraid out there to do these type of things. And also, what Malone has done lately, and he did in this game, is he didn't bench him or give him the short leash by making a mistake. It's okay to make these mistakes. Everyone else does it. It was just on him early so that he knows, like, okay, I have to play with this type of edge. But what we're seeing from Peyton right now, like that's what the Nuggets desperately need, and that's what you need off of any bench unit, not just the Nuggets, but any bench unit. So I think that he's finding his niche in this league. He's going to stick around if he's playing like this.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. And he played 35 minutes off the bench tonight. That's got to be the most he's played off the bench this season. I mean, he's played more as a starter.
You're right.
Just off the bench, 35 minutes is a lot. And look, we've already established this. For the Nuggets to get where they want to go this season, Peyton Watson has got to play a huge role. His defense is that important to this team. They're not a championship caliber defense without him. So we know that. And I agree. He played great tonight. Strawther is the more intriguing storyline right now. He had another good game tonight, I thought. And if you look at his last, 6 games here, 5 of them have gone for double figures. He's scored in double figures in 5 out of his last 6 games. This is a huge stretch for Julian Strawther this season. This stretch right now, the month of February, up until the trade deadline, the rest of January and February, this is going to define, Julian Strawther and how long he stays with the Nuggets.
Yeah.
If he's good, I wonder if the Nuggets just don't look to get another shooter, another perimeter guy at the trade deadline. Yeah. If he's bad, I bet they do try to get that. So this is a huge stretch for him, and he's kind of showing that his game might be developing at this point in the season. 5 games in double-figure scoring out of his last 6. That feels big at this point in the year.
Double-digit scoring, 5 of the last 6. That's a great stat.
Yep.
I feel like that is meaningful, and that's probably about, I don't remember every game off the top of my head, but that's about what it's been where he started to gain a little traction. Maybe he's over a little bit of a hump here.
Maybe.
So I love it, man. Vibey win for the Nuggets. Yeah, look, it was the Brooklyn Nets. Nuggets were playing at home. They had rest. They should have won at the exact score they had. What was the line tonight? 14.5?
Yeah.
They beat it, 19. So they did what they were supposed to do. And they did it in very entertaining fashion, in my opinion. But those two guys, to me, certainly a big storyline. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, I'm going to jump. Before we even go to the other players, I got to jump right back into the Westbrook-Jokic thing. Because to me, it's the story of the Denver Nuggets right now is the connection between those two guys and how far will it take the Denver Nuggets. We'll do that on the other side.
Guys, Live Well has 25 convenient Colorado dispensary locations. All of them have a premium selection and the best cannabis you can find. They also have an expert service staff that awaits you. Whenever you walk into a Live Well, you tell them what you want. They will help you find exactly what you need. Live Well, like I said, 25 convenient Colorado dispensary locations. They proudly offer a price match guarantee as well, ensuring you get the best value by matching local competitors' prices on eligible products. Here's what you can do. You can go to livewell.com. You can place your order there, reserve your products there, and then you can go in-store to pick up. And when you do, use the code DNVR25 in-store to get 25% off one regular priced item. So you can buy online, livewell.com, go in-store, drop the code DNVR25 at pickup to get that discount. Mention code DNVR25 in-store to receive 25% off one regular priced item. Restrictions do apply. 25 convenient Colorado locations, guys. You probably have one pretty close to you. Also, shout out to our friends over at Miller Lite. It's definitely Miller time tonight at DNVR. We were drinking Miller Lights upstairs.
We all are.
Fellas got some right now. Miller Lite, the best beer for any type of occasion. Great taste, just 96 calories. The taste you can depend on. It's the light beer that actually tastes like beer. No games, no gimmicks, just a great beer for people who like beer. Miller Lite brewed for taste. Hits different than other light beers. Simple ingredients, malted barley for rich, balanced toffee note flavors, and the iconic golden color as well. Just 96 calories and 3.2 grams of carbs per 12 ounces. Miller time, always a good time. It's the original light beer since 1975 and still the best one. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/DNVR to find delivery options near you or just pick some up pretty much anywhere. Tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
All right, we're back here, segment 2. Throw us a like, get those likes up. Let's get all the Nuggets fans in here on a Friday night. So the story, Westbrook and Jokic, let's go back to it here. The Murray-Yoke two-man game in the 2023 playoffs, to me, as we're in a rough Murray patch, over the last 6-7 months or whatever, don't let it fool you. What it was in 2023 against the Suns, against the Lakers, and against the Heat was something spectacular. They were on a whole other level, and it wasn't just passes, wasn't beating the Brooklyn Nets. It was beating some great teams and a couple of really good defenses and just making them look silly. So that, I'm not trying to compare and contrast the two. But Westbrook and Jokic, they have this it's a different type of two-man game. And it seems at this moment, at least, is equally as unstoppable. Teams don't know what to do with it. When those guys lock in and are playing at that speed and at that pace, it really is just haymaker after haymaker. And that's what the whole second half felt like, the start of the second half and the end of the fourth quarter. It was just like, you watch the Nets. I know they're not a good team, but you watch them and you're like, they can't do anything about this. Those two are just having fun out there. It's almost like when you're playing a scrub team or something in pickup and you just get to have a little bit of fun. We're not running the safe stuff. We're running the fun stuff. That's what it looks like they're doing out there.
Yeah, I mean, they are having fun. And it's different. It's a lot different. It's combining two things that don't go, that are really cool at the exact same time. And then when they come together, it makes something a lot. It's like when they put rap music with the techno beat.
You like that one
together.
Huh?
I don't like it, but I know it does something crazy.
It's like Jay-Z and Linkin Park, Def.
Yeah,
it's like
it
Jay-Z
does
and Linkin
something
Park.
crazy that you're like, you know what?
Yeah. You don't think it's going to work, and then you hear it,
you're
like, God
high-five
damn.
people like, oh,
God
man,
damn.
this is a banger. This is different.
Yeah.
I
Right.
like this. That's what it is with them two going at the same time. Because their styles clash. They truly do. There's like this perfect player, unique, slow, does everything the right way with chaos. But it's organized chaos, kind of. Like he's doing a bit of everything, but they're on the same tune. And then when they're playing that, there's not many things that you can do. And then when when Westbrook is finishing in the ways that he is right now, there truly is nothing. He's knocking the 3 ball down. He's dunking the ball. He's finishing with either hand around, at the rim. He could make a pass. He knows we're going to go to Jokic. But also, if you don't, I'm going to take if you're going to take that away, I'm just going to find something else. And he's not afraid to just spam the same button over and over. He is okay with those type of things. But really, he's playing out of his mind right now. And Jokic is already at that level that it's like, hey, just come with me, brother. That 2-man is special.
Yeah, it really is. But the question now becomes, how far can it take you? Because the Nuggets we're at the halfway point where we're close to it. And right now, if you said, what's the Nuggets' best shot right now, if a playoff game was tomorrow, it feels like the best shot is Russ Jokic, and this or that. Hopefully by the end of the year, you get both. You get the Russ Jokic, the Murray Jokic, the non-Jokic, everything gets sorted out. That's how you really win a title. But right now, how far does the Russ Jokic, I know Russ has struggled in the playoffs. That's been a thing. But right now, it just looks like, I don't care how good the defense is. They have a thing that works. And teams are going to have a hell of a time trying to solve that one. How far can it go?
It can be effective in the playoffs. I absolutely think so. And I think a key reason why and a key difference between the Murray-Jokic 2-man game is because of Westbrook's speed.
Yeah.
His speed and ability to get by everybody, he doesn't need a screen, The Murray-Jokic 2-man game, it's best when Jokic is screening for Murray. Russ can just get into the paint and get by his guy, collapse the defense, and then just dump it off to Jokic then. That, to me, is the biggest difference. And that aspect of it is why I think it can work and be a go-to action for Denver in the playoffs. Westbrook can just get back. He can get by his guy.
Yeah.
If the Nuggets spread the floor enough, he can just get into the paint and make stuff happen in that way. That was my biggest takeaway watching it tonight. He just gets by his man. There's a wide open paint. And he can finish if everybody's attached to Jokic. He can dump it off to somebody if everybody's not. So, it's a beautiful thing, and it seems like they're just getting better at it. But the synergy is just incredible.
Yeah, here goes a new takeaway for me. It could be my big takeaway. We're talking about...
We're already past that. I already passed.
We're talking about if this can work in the playoffs. There's not a player in the league, or there's not many, but I really don't know if there's a player in the league on this contract that's playing at this level right now. Yeah. I really do think that people forget about.
He's the best minimum contract player in the NBA.
In the NBA,
I'd have to go and look.
Where he's playing in the playoffs. You're talking about if this is going to work in the playoffs. Those other guys aren't playing in those situations because they're not part of the lineup. They're there to just fill a role and just play throughout the regular season. He's going to be not only a part of the playoff rotation, he's going to be a big part of the playoff rotation. He's going to be needed to play in the same way in the playoffs. And that's just wild for a guy that's making what he's making right now. But that really goes to show his impact and what he means to this Nuggets team right now, where you could have those type of thoughts in January, early January.
Yeah.
Because he's playing that well. As good to where their starting point guard did not play in this game, and they didn't really skip a beat because another guy was playing. They went up a level, and they were playing so well. And I'm not gonna, because I have been pretty hard on Jamal Murray. This is not a game that I want to be tough on him because this has nothing to do with him. I'll talk about somebody that it's something that they could control. Right now, this was uncontrolled. He got hurt, so I'm not gonna bag on a guy when he's down. But I can talk about what Westbrook did when he left, what the team did when he was not there anymore, the role that he filled. It just goes to show the type of level that Westbrook is playing on right now.
Here's a crazy stat for you guys. And by the way, Vogt just texted, He said, Russ Dunn, he was amazing. So I think we have some banger lines coming from Russ.
I mean, if he can follow up his performance from 2 nights ago at the podium, that'd be impressive.
He's got to be feeling it, too. We got to ask Russ if he's enjoying the love he's getting from Nuggets Nation. Because it's got to be a shot in the arm for a guy that was an MVP not long ago.
Yep.
Been through the ringer to come someplace and just be like, yo, this is great, man. This is phenomenal. He is shooting better than he did last year at the rim. Mm-hmm. He is shooting better than the year before at the rim.
Is it close?
In fact, he is shooting the best percentage at the rim of his entire career.
Wow.
Think about it. That's what everybody said. That was one of the knocks on him was he can't finish at the rim. He's going to miss everything. He right now, according to Basketball Reference, from 0 to 3 feet is shooting 69%. That's his highest mark of his entire career.
That probably went up tonight.
And it probably went up. And you talked about that skip pass today at the end. I mean, it was kind of I'm going to say garbage time, but the game was kind of out. That was the nail in the coffin. There's something to it. I think with Russ in particular, it's weird because he seems like he has this don't give an F mentality, but actually throw it. There's been a couple passes this year where Yoke's thrown it to him on those skip passes. That's such a vote of confidence. You know, Russ knows he's not a great three-point shooter, but when Yoke's like, oh, man, hey, you're open, take this quick one. It's a quick 20 seconds on the shot clock, but you're open, take it. And I felt like that's what that one was. They just had that great two-man game. Yoke's like, yo, man, I believe in you. You got this. And he's like, you know what? F it. Three-pointer, nothing but net. It was awesome. So that stat right there, 69%, highest mark of his career at the rim. I really feel like a lot of his rim stuff is just the feel, like how he feels on the team. Does he feel comfortable? Obviously, Yoke opens up the paint, but I just think his confidence is rising even within the dynamic that they have.
Yeah. And Westbrook had that quote, I mean, a while ago, like probably a couple months ago now, where he said now he's actually playing his position. The Nuggets are putting him in the right spots to succeed. His coach is finally kind of putting him, in the right places on the floor. And look, he's got the ball in his hands all the time. That's the first key to making Russell Westbrook work. He's got to control the ball. He's got to be on the ball. And like playing with a guy like Nikola Jokic, you're going to get the best shots of your career. So it's a credit to both Jokic and probably more Westbrook of playing the right way, just taking what the defense is giving you. He's not forcing things like he did at the beginning of the season in those first couple games. I mean, he only had 2 turnovers tonight. Played almost 40 minutes, was handling the ball all game.
Yeah.
That's like he's playing the right way. He's seeing the floor, and he's relying on Jokic, which is what he should be doing. And it's leading to a lot of times wide open lanes to the basket.
At this state of his career, at this age, this is a Hall of Fame player, one of the best players that's ever touched the basketball. That is won MVPs, who has averaged a triple-double, who has won as many awards as you can. He is finishing better than he's ever finished.
That's so crazy, man.
And we know the explosion and the type of dunks and things that he used to do. But we also got to see him have some of the worst touch there is in an NBA game as well. A stretch. There used to be highlights every single night of Russell Westbrook just airballing, throwing the balls over the rim, doing all these things. For him to now find something with this team and this group to like where he's playing at this level, like really that is a testament to like believing in him and him putting in the work. And I really do think that stat right there that's a cool one.
It's a really cool one, man. Not only that, he has the second highest mark in his career from 3 to 10 feet, so he's also finishing those. And then from the mid-range on those jumpers, the 2 spots, 10 to 16, 16 to the three-point line, he's shooting terrible. So it's not like he's just having a hot season. Those shots he's not good at. He's not making them. But getting to the rim and finishing, he's been very good. And then here's a crazy one for you. Number one, and it's not like he's taking a ton of corner threes, 45.7% coming into tonight from the corners. That's a career high. That number probably comes down, but again, man, so much of this is about confidence.
That's what I was going to say,
and he just is in such a confident space because the team needs what. Nothing feels better than when the group you're in needs what you provide.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what they have.
And you'll see a lot of guys who are bad shooters or below average shooters. When they get that pass in the corner, they might hesitate for a second. Yeah. You've seen guys on the Nuggets do this. You see guys around the league. They'll hesitate. Sometimes they'll take it. Sometimes they won't. Westbrook has not a lot of hesitation in his threes right now. Like, he's confident in taking them. And yeah, that number will probably go down, but The confidence is the number one most important thing. And playing with Jokic, playing with this Nuggets system, I just think it naturally gives players some confidence.
Yeah.
Especially when you're on the floor with Jokic. Like, he will tell you to take that shot every time.
Yeah.
That's got to give you a lot of confidence. So he's rarely passing them up right now. And I just think, like, not even second chancing it and not thinking twice about it is helping out with that.
He used to be he used to get comfortable in that corner. That's where he played for the entire time.
He just sat there.
Then he was
Yeah.
with the Lakers and
LeBron's
so maybe
like-
there's something of like, I'm gonna make him pay from this spot right here. I really am. But also, like, it goes to the spacing. He's not a great shooter, even though he's shooting it well right now. But it provides the spacing that the Nuggets need, where it brings his guy away from the paint. It gives Jokic more opportunity to work with that type of space and then knock it down. He's not afraid to shoot the 3-ball or just shoot the ball, which now they're playing him tight. Like, the defense plays him tight. Again, I keep going back to this because that's all I could think about is like times where he was unguarded. They just let him do whatever out there, and it was just unhappy for him, the fan experience, basketball, truly. And now it's a renaissance, but it's also just a new beginning, like, altogether. So I love that.
I love it too. We're going to continue this conversation on the other side. I do want to give some love to some of the other players, although I really think it's the storyline. But on the other side, we'll take our break. On the other side, I want to ask now, where does Jamal fit into this? Not in a negative way, but is it just possible that this year's team has Jamal Murray off ball a lot more, and they need to lean even more into this Russ Jokic two-man game? We'll get to that on the other side.
Guys, if you're looking to tickets to concert shows, sporting events, hit up the Game Time app and use code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. A Game Time, it's the best ticketing app out there, as you can see on the screen right now. Beautiful interface, really easy to use. It tells you all the prices of the tickets right when you click on them. Also, views from your seat too, from every ticket in the stadium or wherever you're buying tickets. They also have Game Time picks. Curation makes it easier to find better value for tickets to sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc. They have all-in pricing as well.
Shout out to my producer, All-NBA, James. He used Game Time tonight to go to this very Nuggets game.
Wow, probably a great decision. Toggling this feature, the all-in pricing, it shows you up front how much your tickets are going to cost. No late fees at checkout, no last-minute stuff that gets added in. Like I said, seat views, and they also have a lowest price guarantee. They have that, and they'll pay you and credit you 110% of the difference on that lowest price guarantee. Game Time ticket coverage as well. Your tickets are guaranteed to be delivered on time, and your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code DNVR, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account, redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Also, shout out to our friends over at Breck Brew. Breck Brew, man, they are the homies. We were just out at the farmhouse for a live pod last month. Great time out there. Love those guys. Great food, great drinks. It's the official craft beer of DNVR. And you know Breck Brew, they got tons of great options. The Avalanche Amber.
Yo, you got to go to the farmhouse, though. We had that Neapolitan porter.
Oh
out
my
there.
God.
It tastes, honestly, it's
Yeah.
delicious.
The Neapolitan Porter's insane.
The Neapolitan porter is like, you could have that for dessert.
Yeah. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's like a dessert beer.
Yeah.
Check out Breck Brew, the official craft beer at DNVR. You can hit up their Breck Brew beer locator. Just type in your zip code. Shows you exactly where to get Breckenridge Brew no matter where you are. They got it pretty much anywhere that sells beer as well. Avalanche Amber, Broncos Country. They got Good Company hard seltzers too, if that's your thing. Check it out. Breck Brew, the official craft beer at DNVR.
Everybody that's watching the show right now, do us a favor and hit that like button. It helps us grow the show, which we want to do. We're in basketball season now. Football season's going on a couple more weeks, hopefully a couple more weeks for the Denver Broncos. But people turning their attention. Let's help us grow the show a little bit more. So we got to ask the Jamal Murray question. And I'm with you, Dev. He got hurt tonight. That's not his fault. You know, his knee got a little bit sore, but and hopefully he doesn't have to miss a lot of time. Hopefully this is just a small precautionary thing.
Interesting injury, though, because it's not like, well, we don't know this, but it's not like he was on the injury report with anything that has to do with his knee.
But we know he deals with it. You know,
Sure.
it's just something he deals with. But I honestly wonder, Russ has been so good. There's the question of when AG gets back, who do you start and how do you play? I do think there's going to be some interesting issue. There could be some issues trying to play Russ and AG together too many minutes. But one way you mitigate those issues is if you put Russ on ball. Because right now that Russ two-man game is working so well, but that moves Murray off ball. And if this really is what we believe it is to be with Russ, the next step is like, okay, you got that locked down. I just don't think this is getting worse. I think it's going to get better. I predict they will have another dueling triple-doubles in a game this year. I think it's going to continue. So now it becomes, what is Murray's role? Murray now has to make the adjustment to, all right, I'm off ball a little bit more, but you still want the Murray-Yoke two-man game. It probably just has to come a little bit more secondary. So do you think that Jamal and the team has to kind of change and alter the identity they've had for 7-8 years now to make room for Russ? Or do you think this is a thing where it's like, no, you can't do that. You got, when everybody's healthy, you got to go back to the old way.
Yeah, I think that always Jamal has naturally been a shooting guard, like a little bit more off ball. I feel like he's been that throughout his entire career. And then when the Nuggets drafted him, it kind of pushed him into that role. So him even playing point guard was him learning something new here. It has been who he's been for a while, but I think he's okay and accustomed to being a guy that can play off ball at times. And we see that, throughout this year. With Russell Westbrook, he's so ball dominant that you kind of have to resist that. And then also, I think that puts Jamal where he wants to be, a little bit more in ISO situations where he can, not have to bring it up. I've always learned that it's wild if the point guard brings the ball up and he shoots the ball. It just doesn't go the same way. And there's times that can frustrate you because I think a lot of people are of that same nature. But if he gets a pass and he's shot ready, Jamal is a good shooter. So he can, shoot in that way. He also can break it down off the dribble. So I think that this is like natural for him, but it also is going to be new for him because they haven't had that a long time. To answer your question, I do think that they are going to adjust. I think that they should adjust to that. And then also when he's not on the floor with them all the time, because, there's still the question of if he's going to start or not start once everybody gets back.
It's getting to be a tougher
question.
It's
getting to be really
game.
hard right now.
No one expected that.
because it's not. He hasn't done really anything wrong. But
yeah. But also, you want to play right now while Russ is playing like that. You want to play him as many possessions as possible. So there is going to be a lot of times that they're going to be having to share the court. Yes, you want to put it in Russ's hands and then see him, do his thing. But Jamal's going to have to score in different ways. So I think they'll do more of that.
Yeah. Jamal does like to play off the ball. He said that, everybody talks about, he played the 1 year off the ball at Kentucky. Like, he's played off the ball with the second unit. He likes that. I know that. He enjoys playing off the ball. And with Westbrook and Murray playing off the ball, it's been good this year. Like, it's freed Jamal up to have some of his better games, playing with Westbrook in that shooting guard role. So I think it does work. And, you look at a team like the Dallas Mavs last year, Doncic, Kyrie, two on-ball guys in that backcourt. So they rode that to the finals. It definitely can work. My question is, I still think you need the Murray-Jokic two-man game to win the championship. I'm still under that kind of thought. I still think that.
Because with Russ, you can still really, I think, when teams are really game planning, try to game plan to giving him the mid-range. And sometimes he settles for it, but you almost have to force that as best you can. And we'll see over the next 45 games if Denver has an counter to that. Right. But you could foresee that not working.
Yeah, in the playoffs, you can really game plan for it. You can really just make Russ take that mid-range. So I still think you need that Murray-Jokic two-man game. Can it coexist? Yes, I think so. But I kind of want to see it, I kind of want to see both two-man games work almost in the same game a little bit.
Well, Murray and Porter are the team's best shooters and floor spacers, so them being in that role, Murray might be in the corner a little bit more, he might be above the break a little bit more, but at least it makes sense from a spacing standpoint there that Russ has it. But I just wonder what Michael Malone and his staff are thinking right now, because you're looking at this and you're like, this is such a weapon. This cannot be a 12 minutes a game weapon. This is a weapon that you have to be able to press as often as you can. But at the same time, you're right. You got to find out how to make Murray part of that as well. So
I think they both have to be working.
They both have to be working, but how do they work together is the question. And I think this question, even a month ago, I'm like, it's a fun question, but no, we know what the Nuggets are. A month later, I'm like, actually, I don't know what the Nuggets are. They might be this. They might be this two-man game, and now we have to figure out where Murray fits into that equation. Michael Porter Jr. tonight, 17.6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, and 2 steals. Only 2 of 9 from 3. He was a little bit colder from 3 than I would have expected.
I'm a little bit shocked that he scored 17. I felt like he was like invisible for a lot of this game. So
Never seen that before.
him having 17, like it stands out. Also, defensively, it seemed like he was engaged. He had 2 blocks, 2 steals. So like he's trying to do things in this game to like still be involved mentally. He didn't knock down the threes, but he's taking the threes. I'm okay with that. I want him to continue to take this many threes. I wish he would get to like double-digit threes every single time, especially when you see everybody, getting it going, everybody scoring, because it opens the floor in different ways. So I do like that Michael Porter Jr. is still feeling comfortable, even when he's not having one of those shooting nights that it's like, I'm going to let it fly. I'm going to still be involved in that way because it gives you another weapon offensively.
Yeah. I felt like he just shifted into the background because this game was just so much about Russ and Yoke. Like they just dominated this game.
Right. You honestly might be
especially in the second half.
Yeah.
Like once Jamal didn't come back and the third quarter hit, it was just Rush Yoke, Rush Yoke, Rush Yoke. So I'm not surprised that he slipped into the background a little bit. I think it's fine. I do feel like, especially in the first half, he played pretty well.
Yeah. You're right, because I didn't think it was that quiet. I mean, 17 points isn't that much for him. And he had a lot of just drives to the rim, those tough finishes and stuff. He did have a couple threes early on. So I think it just tailed off. It was quiet at the very end. Is there anybody else you guys want to
We could probably spend a little more time on PWat, don't you think?
Let's go back to him then. I mean, I'm happy to go back to PWat. The passing, this is my thing. It was a career high tonight. He tied it. He actually had one other game with 5 assists earlier this season, but he tied it again. And I just think that when you talk about a good PWat game, here's some stats that could be a good PWat game. 2 steals, 2 blocks. That could happen anytime. 5 assists can happen anytime. 7 rebounds can happen anytime. 20 points can happen anytime. He is capable of scoring in certain ways. A guy that can do that many different good things, to me, it's so valuable. And that's why I just buy him. So I really buy PWat. And you're starting to see more and more of the flashes. But 5 assists, are you buying the passing part of this the way I am?
Yes, absolutely. Because if you look at some of these assists tonight, it wasn't just like the lucky assist where you're just swinging the ball and passing to a shooter and he's making a 3. Or like just an easy pass on the break or something. Like these were reads that he was making. These were like very nice passes that he was executing. And stuff he wasn't able to execute maybe last year. So I definitely think he's leveling up there. I buy him as a passer. He's always had a bit of playmaking juice to his game. And it definitely feels like, to Dev's earlier point, that he had the freedom tonight. Like he played free tonight. He played loose.
Confident
As well. He played 35 minutes off the bench. That's a huge number. So he had some like real creative moments with his passing tonight too. It wasn't just standard stuff.
What I liked about this PWat game is the assist and like really the best parts of this game. It came early in the game when it was close, when it was tight. It wasn't like he got all this because it was the bench run. No, like this was in the thick of the game when it truly mattered, when he had to do those things. Like they trusted in him to put the ball in his hands, and he made the right plays of finding Jokic, of getting out on the break and trying to finish through contact, of just having enough defensively where it turns into offense. I like that. I think that there should be a little bit more of that. And then also he was like, okay, they have it going on. I'm going to kind of fade in this game where I'm not going to try to stand out and score every single time or try to take over because I had it going on early. He was like, okay, I'm going to calm down a tad bit. So that's something new, I feel like, but also he's young. I'm going to tell you right now, if I had anything going in a game, it's my game. This is my game. I had a career high in assists. Give me the ball.
I kind of wanted him to get one more, just set a new career high. Didn't get it.
But
do you buy the passing though? Like, are you buying him? Again, I don't think he's put him on ball. He's the number 1 guy, but just like that, he could get you 5 assists sometimes.
I think you'll get there. It comes with being able to. How are you going to become a good passer, or how are you going to be able to get your assist up if you are never given the opportunity to pass it? You talk about Russ. He wants the ball at all times. Jamal wants the ball at all times. Michael Porter Jr. is shooting it when he gets it. Like there's everyone else that has to have the ball so much that when is it time for PWat to get it in their hands?
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm going to take over those opportunities. I'm going to get the ball and go off of a rebound. I'm going to just start pushing it a little bit more. So I do think that's real, but also it's because he made it real. He decided to play a little bit more free.
Confidence, though, is the big thing for me. And you know, I don't think Michael Malone has given him the easy road, you know, on this stuff. The confidence for PWat is going to have to come from himself in a lot of ways. But for me, I think part of why I think he's a good passer is because I think he is fighting against the instinct of don't mess up right now, which is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
Make a good assist, create table set without getting in trouble. He's got to get better at finishing on the fast break. It's like one of the number one things. I don't understand why he struggles as much as he does. He doesn't have very strong hands.
I think he just looks for the foul too much.
He doesn't have strong hands, and he's so athletic, and yet on the fast break he looks like me. You know, he's finishing below the
that's
net.
doing a lot of work there. I wouldn't go that far.
It wasn't a compliment. It was a little insult. But no, so he has areas to grow, but I just think confidence for him, and that's why I hope Michael Malone was giving him he's giving him a hard time now. He's making it hard for him, but that he's going to make it easy for him in the back half as now you ramp up. You know, you give him the carrot early on, and hopefully the stick is coming in the second half of the year. Christian Brown tonight, 11.7 rebounds. I don't have a ton of notes. He was plus 18. He didn't get in foul trouble.
He was good.
But he was good. Yeah, we saw. He had that nice dunk, man. Actually, he had two.
When he picked it up off the bounce.
Off the bounce, go up, and then
bounce.
one where he had two nice ones tonight.
That was so damn tough.
Yeah.
Like just energy too. That's also a big piece of it was like just getting something going, like energetic. He has 7 rebounds. He does not get that many rebounds in a game. Like that goes to show that there are
a lot of guys getting rebounds.
There's a lot of ways to impact the game because really other players are playing so well that he kind of fades. You know, in these type of conversations of if he should start or if he should not start or how many minutes he gets. And then you have to realize he's not playing bad game. It was not a bad game from him. He was a plus 18, 7 rebounds, double digits scoring. You'll take that every night of the week. You would have took that from KCP every single time. This would have been a great game for him because we would have said that he blended in. He stood out when he needed to. He got a steal, made people work defensively. But really, other players are playing so well that he's just right there with them. That's a good problem to have, where you have another option that's playing just as well as him. He's not in a funk right now to where you're like, okay, we have to not play him. It's just that there's other people playing that's better right now.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal, man. We still have Brendan Vogt from the arena. He says that he's waiting for Jokic.
Okay,
man,
we don't have a 2-hour show.
I mean, I want to hear from him, but I want to hear from Jokic, but he's got to come up now, and then you got to do the thing. It's the trick. If Jokic's talking, you got to come up in between and then go back to Jokic.
What's your take on Strawther right now? Because you've been lower on Strawther.
Yeah.
He's had some big scoring games recently. Like, where are you at on him?
I love what I've seen from him for the last week and a half or so. It's not a lot. It's not enough for me to change my opinion.
Yeah.
I still think he's one of the Nuggets' best trade pieces if that's the direction they want to go. The brightest timeline for the Denver Nuggets is, of course, him becoming the player that can play. I still have a hard time imagining he accomplishes that in the next 3 months to become a playoff player. But what we saw from him these last 5 games or so to me is what I'm hoping he becomes. So, you know, I'm open to it, but I'm just going to be skeptical. Same with Peyton, by the way. Whenever I talk about Peyton and my belief in him, it's about you got to play him because I think he can become that in 3 months. With Julian, I'm not sure he can become that in 3 months, but I do think he can become it over time. I just don't know if that fits the Nuggets' timeline. But to his credit, last 5-6 games, he has been that.
Yeah, in the last 6 games, I think that he's as close to the player that they were expecting.
Yeah.
A spark off the bench that's a microwave scorer that can space the defense with his shot. He's been knocking down the shot. It's not as consistent as he wants it to be, but I mean, it's going in.
What did he shoot from 3 tonight?
He's almost averaging double digits. He went 2 of 5.
2 of 5.
And he had that wide open one from Jokic in the corner, man.
He misses too many of those, though. I feel those are the ones, you know.
Yeah,
but he'll get there.
Especially when like everyone else in the league is knocking that down. It's like, yeah, that's butter every single time. You're not missing those type of shots. But really, he looks he's always looked confident, but he looks like, okay, I'm starting to make shots. It's starting to come together. I feel like an explosion. Like he's gonna have a big night soon, like a huge night where he puts up 25 points because the shots just keeps falling. That's what you want to see from him.
Oh, we got a party foul.
That's where you want him to
we
go.
We got a party foul. We got a spilled beer on the
Kale's
set.
panicking
Kale
right now.
has to get
Kale's
to
so
off
worried about
duty.
the chords right now.
Shout out super producer
He's
Kale,
panicking
man.
and coming over here.
He really is the cook,
Oh,
the waiter,
man.
and the
Oh,
bottle
God,
washer.
he's nervous.
all
Look
in
at
one.
him. Look at him.
I got an
Is it
idea.
okay?
It's okay. Is it
Or-
okay?
Oh, no, he's going downstairs. It's not okay.
They don't know
He's
Kale
going to get a towel.
They don't know Kale like we do. He's moments. It's actually hilarious. Okay. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh, man. We're getting cleanup up here.
Can I workshop? I was thinking of an idea here because I was going to say that I thought Christian's game tonight was it was a vanilla game, not bad, just vanilla. Then I was thinking, PWat, he's chocolate, Strawther, strawberry.
Oh, okay.
They're Neapolitan ice cream.
Oh.
The Booth Boys. We might have a new name for them. You like it?
That's a good one.
It kind of works, right?
That is a good one.
Okay, yeah, I get,
Chocolate, strawberry.
yeah.
Neapolitan.
nobody said.
Not like that. That's good. That's clever. It's out of the box.
I think it works. They're a little Neapolitan ice cream.
Here's something else I don't think we
Make the shirt, D-Line.
hit on enough. He's going to love that. It's giving him shirt ideas at 4 a.m. in Serbia.
He just closed the show. He's like, I'm done.
They just don't understand. They just don't get it.
Yoke coming back from this sickness and just having a 30-point triple-double.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at a point where there's nothing you can't expect from him.
Did you expect any less, though, to be honest with you?
I kind of expected a quieter game.
Shame on you.
Just a little quieter of a game.
Shame on Harrison.
It's a tiny bit quieter.
I wish I would have
And
predicted.
he just
by
had
the
like
way,
14 points in the first quarter.
Well, actually, what he had tonight was a Yokogami.
Yokogami.
He had a Yokogami, 35,
Let's go.
12, and 15. First time that had ever been done.
Let's go.
Well,
I mean, he looked amazing despite being on his deathbed these last 4 days.
while we wait for vote, can I take us across the picket line?
I'm surprised we haven't gone there yet.
Well, I wasn't going to go there because it was only 10 minutes, and honestly, the second stint didn't end that great.
I know you were going there.
You knew I was going to go there. 5 points, 1 rebound for Pickett. I still think this guy, like Hunter Tyson has been playing a little bit lately. To me, Pickett's ahead of Hunter in my personal circle of trust.
Hunter played 42 seconds.
I'm not talking about tonight. I'm just saying that he's played more than that this year, and he's played more than Pickett. I look at it and I go, I just think Pickett can play. He communicates on defense. He rotates on defense. He plays hard on defense. He knows where he's supposed to be. He can make the three. He had a booty ball tonight, man, in the paint.
First booty ball of the year.
He had a guy that was like way taller than him that he didn't do the too small, but that's how he treated him. He took him right into the paint and got it. I think he's a player, man, and I'm not saying he cracks the top 8, 9 when everybody's healthy, but I do think that he's higher in my personal ranking than
Man,
some
we're
of the
so
guys.
back right now.
And dude, he has one finish every single time that he's in there that you're just like, wow.
What about the finish on the break where, like,
The
if he
analyzer-
was going to try to go up, he was obviously going to get swatted?
Yeah, he had to go quick. He had to like scoop or something. Yeah, that was
but
bad.
there's a lot of
you
IQ
bringing
plays
up
from
No,
him.
I was talking about the
The
one
one
that
that he made.
The one that he stopped, and like it was super awkward.
waited
It was the
for-
hand one.
He waited for the
Yeah.
bump
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that he could throw it up
Yeah.
and stuff.
Beautiful.
He's
Yeah.
gonna find a way to score or to like make his print in the game.
Yeah.
I wish people got to see how excited you get.
Oh
when,
my god!
When
man.
when Pickett
you had
does
a
something
great
good.
quote tonight. It was like, I love that little guy.
Because he is a little guy. He's strong as an ox, though. He really is strong.
great
But he is a little guy.
No, man, I'm kind of in on Pickett. I'm with you. I do have him above Tyson right now in my Circle of Trust power rankings. Like Tyson, maybe slightly higher ceiling, like game to game. Like maybe he'll hit a couple threes. He'll make some crazy hustle plays. But Pickett definitely more consistent right now. Like I have more confidence and feel like I know what I would get from Pickett more than Tyson.
Think about this. When Zeke or even Hunter, to a certain extent, checks in, you can get a little nervous of like, all right, see, this could be a disaster. It could be whatever. I just don't feel that way with Pickett right now. Like when he checks into the game, I'm not like, oh boy, here we go.
Right,
I just feel like, all right, it may be good, maybe bad, but it's not going to be a disaster. We'll see what happens.
Just like a net even every time. Like at least the worst that could happen is they lose by 4.
Yeah,
They
like-
keep it close.
And he's
It's
going
like
to do
the
his
safe-
job.
It's the safe option.
He's going to do his job. He's going to rotate. He's going to get. He boxes. If you watch him, every time a shot goes up, he finds a body. As soon as they secure the board, he's sprinting. Like he just does all the little things because I think that's what kind of player he is. So I'm into it, man. I'm into it.
Would you give up if you needed a filler in a trade? Would you give up Tyson or Pickett?
Oh, I mean, I would prefer Tyson for sure. But to be honest with you, as much as I love Pickett, Yoke's title window's open, man. You do whatever you
Probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, like I love Pickett, but come on, guys. All right, we have Brendan Vogt live from the arena, I believe.
Oh, hell.
Vogt, things are going so well, we're talking Jalen Pickett. Because why not?
I could tell. It's such a beautiful moment. Sometimes you just this show is everything you expect it to be every night. I really appreciate it. We heard from Michael Malone tonight, and ultimately he was in a good mood. We did see the Nuggets play well, then poorly, then well, then poorly. But closing on the 21-8 run is really what he was focused on. He liked the way the guys played, particularly fellas Peyton Watson, who Malone said this was a complete game for. They gave Peyton Watson the defensive player of the game change for the deflections, the blocks, just really being everywhere. But I asked him about the passing as well. Peyton Watson tying a career high with 5 assists. He got it all in the first half. And he said, well, they're fronting Jokic. They were fronting Jokic. And what did Peyton do? He flashed the high-low action.
Great. Yep.
So it was Malone really liked that particular aspect of Peyton's playmaking. And again, just reiterated that it was a complete game for Peyton Watson, who I thought was a standout in the first half, guys, for sure. On Jamal's knee, Malone said it was just acting up. I think, guys, we haven't really had this conversation. Murray's knee just does this. I mean, there are just nights where he says, hey, I feel less than comfortable playing. This was one of those nights. It was Murray's choice. He wasn't really feeling it coming out of the half. And so right knee soreness. Malone said they hope it's not anything sinister and that he should be ready to go for Dallas. But I'm not sure really how to frame it because it's not always on the injury report, but I think you just kind of have to be prepared for Murray to miss games or halves, at this point in his season right now with his knee, maybe at this point in his career, we'll see going forward, but knee soreness again for Murray is what popped up. He decided not to play the second half, and we'll see about Dallas. So that's the story there. On the instant chemistry between Westbrook and Jokic, Malone said, it does not surprise me, because Russ is a savvy veteran and he came here for one reason, and that's to win. So he gives Russ credit. He came in here trying to fit in, not trained to stand out. And, Russ understands as well as anyone, just get Jokic the ball. And that's been Westbrook's approach, and that's working. Is there a game going on? What's up, guys?
NBA Jam in the background. He's on fire.
So that's Malone on Westbrook. One last thing from Malone on Westbrook here. He said,
Hold on. Whatever you're doing right now is very loud. Are you watching that clip?
Is this on Kale's computer?
Oh, it's not, but that's not in the stream. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. It was just
playing
us
the video
hearing
the
it.
loudest you could possibly imagine right now.
I was like, is there a game going on behind there?
That's all good, Kale. It's all good. All right, sorry, Bo. Sorry, we interrupted
No,
you.
you're
Very
Oh,
funny.
man.
you guys know how it is from this side. You're like, what'd I do wrong? I can't even see the show. What happened? Okay, so on Russ being Russ, Malone said he's not doing that if he's just spacing in the corner. So for me, when we got him, I knew right away the ball was going to be in his hands quite a bit. That was the plan off the bench. Now with the injuries, he's been a starter, and as Malone pointed out, their winning percentage is through the roof. But when you have Westbrook, you put the ball in Westbrook's hands. That's how Malone sees it. That's certainly how Russell Westbrook sees it, and that's been a big part of the success of the combining of these two parties here. And we did speak to Russell Westbrook. I'm sorry, I almost missed the money quote from Malone.
Yeah.
When told that they both had triple-doubles in the same game again, Malone said, that's history, folks. You're watching history. This is the History Channel right here.
Hell yeah.
Always, never a guy who misses the moment. Built for the presser. Malone did not miss this one.
History Channel,
More
man.
in Ball Arena.
Marvels.
Malone's a great coach, but he would be way better at media.
Oh, he'd be so good.
Yeah.
You know that wry look on his face when he knows he's about to land one,
Oh,
too?
yeah.
Absolute
Oh,
banger.
man.
Yeah.
Then we heard from Russell Westbrook, who reiterated with Jokic, how do you guys do this? He said, well, he's the best player in the world. He's done a hell of a job making the game easier for everyone. So since I've been here, I've just been trying to do the same for him and the other guys. And when we're both doing that, our team is pretty good. Fellas, that's hard to argue with. I think he has a point there.
Agreed.
And I asked Rust about the joy he plays with, if that's a constant, if that's ever waned and changed throughout his career. No, I think the most recent obvious example is the Lakers' tenure. He didn't touch that, but he did say this: I would never let anyone take the joy away from me while playing basketball. God has blessed me with this gift. The joy is something I can bring in every arena, every time I step on the floor. You know, with Westbrook, these are not just hollow quotes. We know that. You watch this guy play for 5 minutes, and it's very evident that all of his mantras and principles are actually things he acts on, how he plays, how he lives his life. Asked again about playing the way he did against a team that was missing guys. You know, it's the Nets, fellas, the shorthanded Nets. And Russ never seems to take these games off. And for him, he says, quote, I don't want to disrespect the game. They're all NBA players. It's an NBA team. That's just how Russ sees this. It's not a choice. It's not an option. It's just how you approach it. Two more things from Russ on the conversation he had with Michael Malone coming into the season about the role. Russ said this: Coach was very honest with me about what he expected and what he wanted. And quite frankly, it's being myself, being Russell Westbrook. And being able to do that allows me to make some guys around me better. Some things I'm trying to bring to this team are leadership, energy, toughness. I think right now we're just getting started. And lastly, from Russell Westbrook, he was talking a lot about Malone, the trust Malone's put in him, and I asked if that's a two-way street. And he says, to be honest, man, I'd run through a wall for everyone in the locker room. I'll lay it on the line. Anytime people trust in you with my abilities, I'm going to put everything I have on the floor. Regardless of what's going on, I'll do that every single night. So Russell Westbrook, guys, a high-profile free agent, a former MVP, fitting right in. He is very much a Denver Nugget, and boy, was the crowd appreciative of it tonight.
In another lifetime, he could have been a Mr. Nugget himself. You know it? He really could have. Hell yeah, man. What great stuff. We're ascending. We're back. We're riding this back up.
It feels that way. So, you know, we won't hold our breath. We know the other shoot could drop at any point in time here, but I do feel like the Nuggets are moving in the right direction, and there's some good vibes in the arena tonight.
Hell yeah, man. Good stuff. Good stuff, Vogt. Get down there and talk to Yoke now. We'll see. One thing we didn't talk about tonight.
That was a great exit.
One thing we didn't talk about tonight. Jokic hit one of the most incredible shots.
Oh yeah.
Didn't count, but it was incredible. People might have missed this. See if we can play this off of Twitter here. Foul on the play. Yoke grabs it. Lefty sky hook. Nothing but net.
Man.
You guys
So
see that?
casual.
Look at this. Lefty sky hook. 15 feet. Whatever. That's insane,
That
man.
is insane.
With
I mean,
your
he
left.
has like 5 of these a year. They're just like off the shot clock. He had that one for Serbia.
What was the shot clock one, though? Because, it was like a hook as well, right? Like, he also
Yeah.
shot it like a hook.
Yeah.
So, that guy's
He had
touch
that
is
Toronto
insane.
one way back where he was like over his head.
He's just like messing around though too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's amazing, man. All right, we got any super chat, Scale?
Super chat, Cedric Exquisite. Brodie and Brate, best duo in the NBA. Who
Brodie and
agrees?
Brate.
New best duo just dropped.
New best duo. Best
Mike-
trio? Neapolitan ice cream.
Mike P. Great game by the Booth Boys and Project Dynasty. They really showcased their trade value today.
Could be. I mean, look, could be.
Peter Duck, I'm just happy how fun it was. Hope Maul is okay.
Hope he is as well.
Yes, sir. Porter Friend, double, triple, double for Westbrook and Jokic.
I noticed the same thing.
Incredible. Jacob Christensen, how concerning is it to you that the Nuggets look better right now without Murray?
At the moment, not concerning, but, I mean, I do think it is a thing, though, but at the moment, not concerning.
It's definitely something we were talking about
Yeah.
while the game was going on. Worst nightmare. No back-o-meter, no Dev, no Kale. Good show, Adam.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, thank you. That was a good super chat. That was a really good one.
It's a new person.
That's New Cedric just dropped, or Cedric Imposter. Who knows?
Dusty old Cowtown. Serbian suction cups may be my new favorite Marlowism.
Yeah,
That is a good one.
really is what they are.
Jose Vias, CB to the bench, Russ to the starting lineup?
Question
Hey,
mark?
man, it's a question. I can't believe it's actually a question, but it's a real one.
To be honest, I think I might be on the other side now. He's
Yeah?
playing that well.
I know.
I want Jokic and Russ as many minutes as I can get.
I know, and it's like, if you bring him off the bench, what are you going to sub him in at the 7-8 minute mark anyway?
No, it's always going to be the 6 minute. That's why I'm saying that automatically cuts off 12 minutes of them playing together. So, I don't know.
I might just ride with it too. Kyle Ebb, who is Jokic? In geography, my world history, my king mathematics, my solution mythology, my God astronomy, my
See if we
universe.
land this plane. Let's
For
find
the
out.
blind, he is light. For the hungry, he is bread. For
Yeah?
the poor, he is wealth. For me, he is everything.
Well, there you
Yes,
go.
everything.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Hit me right here.
Clarence, when AG gets back, starters, Brodie, Murray, Porter, AG, Jokic, bench, Pickett, Strawther, CB, PWat, DJ. Can we get...
Yo, wait, actually, if advocating for Russ to start means more Pickett minutes, I'm fully in it. I'm going.
Can we get a DN3? Can you scroll up, Kale? Can we get a DN3 wing and a backup center via trade?
I've never heard it called a D and 3 wing. 3 and D.
3 and D.
It's like Brodie and Brate. You had Brate and Brodie the other day. It just felt wrong
Yeah.
to me. It felt really wrong.
Yeah, I mean, if you tune into the pregame show, I did talk to a Nets scout about Zeke Naji at the last game. Me and a Nets scout did talk about him. Yeah. So if a trade happens,
Credit.
I want
Harrison.
some credit.
If the Brooklyn Nets trade from, we are 1,000% coming back to that clip.
I know who it was, and don't do my boy like that.
Jeremy J. Rock, Michael Westy knows one speed, ludicrous speed, number 4.
Was this a Fast and Furious reference?
I might have been. If so, it was great.
Blair, love that Jokic is doing with Russ what LeBron couldn't. I love that too. Zayam Beg, Russell Westbrook is one of my least favorite players to
No,
watch.
March.
Oh, I'm sorry. March. Russell Westbrook is one of my least favorite players to watch. October, Russell Westbrook is a tolerable player to watch. Today, I would literally die for Russell Westbrook. I echo that super chat.
I think a lot of people.
I think
do.
we all do.
I think that's part of what makes the ride so fun. Is there was a
Totally.
real nervousness about it, and you're like, "What was I nervous about?"
Emily Wilson, is Russ the best player Jokic has ever played with?
This
Man,
is
well,
wild,
man.
This
Like
is wild.
historically, yes.
Yeah. If you're talking
historically,
legacy or anything
yes.
else. Jamal
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 is
did in
at
the
a
2023
very high
playoffs,
level that-
what he did in that playoffs, we
Yeah.
cannot forget what it was. It was special. He still has it in him. I think he still has it in him, and
It would be
now the rest of the
incredibly
year is
hard
about
for
that coming
somebody
back.
to get over that. Shut up and take my money. Forget Levine. We need a Fox or Trump to save us. David Roth, remember when slow starts used to be a thing that ended when Russ became a starter? Did it?
I mean,
I
they
feel like
kept-
it got a lot better.
they came in with energy.
5-5-5-5-5-ish. It's crazy how much better Westbrook makes Jokic. I agree. I can't wait to see how it all comes together when everyone is on the court healthy. All the Nuggets are good. R.I.P. Zeke.
He really is making Yoke better. It's crazy.
RWK, Russ AG two-man game could be sneaky good as well. They have enough time to develop it.
I mean, again, we haven't seen it that much.
Right.
So there is a chance that they can develop something there.
Vaughn, I'm just super chatting to get my agenda in real quick. AG should come off the bench. The bench stagger works, and AG is naturally unselfish to make it work.
They're going to need him.
Chemistry-wise.
They're going to need him in the playoffs starting, though. I
I agree.
I do think they need to stagger him, though. I think they can do it in the regular season, although you worry about the calf, but don't know if I can go there.
Westbrook is cousin Fester Nugget.
Who's cousin Fester again? That's a reference. We need Eric
Like
here.
Adam's family?
Is that who it is?
Is it?
But I thought it was Uncle.
It's Uncle Fester. He's cousin Fester Nugget.
Revelations. Watson dimes in the paint. Russell Westbrook consistent. From Freddie, we have OKC Thunder on a back-to-back March 9th and 10th. That's likely going to decide the MVP race if it stays this tight.
Could
Might,
be, man.
just might, man. Just might. Big Honey, I will run through a wall for Russ.
He's gonna beat you to
I
it.
might too, man.
He's gonna beat you to it.
Christoph, We do not play bingo here in Poland. Maybe that is why I did not have Westbrook being second option on the Nuggets on my card. Fire up the Westbrookometer.
D-Line's hatred of on my bingo card is now making on my bingo
it's a
card
thing,
even bigger.
Next pregame show, we're going to play an actual game of bingo. Yeah. We're going to make up bingo cards, do the whole thing. Jeremy J. Rock Michael, Spaceballs Dev. Oh, it's from Spaceballs? Or is that another?
That's the ludicrous speed.
Oh, gotcha. That is.
Oh, yeah, from Spaceballs.
Great callback.
Alrighty, hit that outro music. Friday night at the bar. Another night with the fellas. Another great night to be us, huh, boys?
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, I turned 41 tomorrow. 41.
I thought it was 31.
Thank you, man.
That's what I thought it was.
Getting older. Nuggets getting better, though. And now they have 2 games against the Dallas Mavericks.
Ooh. Injured Dallas Mavericks.
But that team plays hard, man. They just they smacked the Lakers. They beat Portland, which Denver couldn't do. So it should be a good test, and hopefully we get the band back together. It would suck if we got AG back, but Murray's gone. But you know what? Everybody put some good energy into the universe. Hopefully the whole band is back together when we reconvene on Sunday. Hit that like button on the way out.
We all silly like the mayor.